Those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Harakah, Kwadash. Double honors to our elders and our apostles of Great Millstone. Salutes to all the sincere elect out there. We are coming back at you with another lesson. Those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. That's a famous quote by a well-known philosopher, Jules Santana, if I'm pronouncing the name right. Famous quote. And there is truth in that. And we're going to take that, we're going to run with that. That's why we get into the prophecies and the history and present. We get into the past, present, and future, according to the scriptures. But yeah, this is something that took place. Just done a little bit more fact checking. All I had to do was just go on TikTok, because now they're playing with words. They're playing semantics with words. These devils trying to take it out of their history, right? Trying to, as they say, put people back to sleep. The awoke movement is learning too much. We're now reading. Not only are we reading, we're doing research, we're fact checking, and we've got all the outlets that you need. All the outlets, the social media outlets that you need, and that's Daniel's 12:4. This truth is exploding. It's exploding. It's taking on legs, and it's moving around. Right. This truth is, as a matter of fact, there's a couple of scriptures I'm going to read. I just going to make this stay up there. The Tuskegee experiment, the heinous act that U.S. infected over 600 black men with syphilis and denied them treatment, right? When we was going into it, looking up different websites and even asking chat couldn't even tell the truth, right? Chat GPT couldn't come out with the truth, nor Google. They said that they already had syphilis. No, they didn't have syphilis. You injected them with syphilis, right? This is on TikTok. And there's other videos. There's an explosion of videos telling the truth. The Tuskegee experiment, the heinous act that U.S. infected over 600 black men with syphilis and denied them treatment to see effect on bodies until each died. Right? Big population was infected, including women and children in Tuskegee, Alaska. Right, so those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. That's the philosopher's famous quote. Right, and we're going to get into the stats, and then let me hit a scripture. Got a couple of scriptures to hit. I'm just going to let this one marinate, this visual here. Right, you can screenshot it, right, or you can do what you need to do. Right, fact check it, go into the history, Wikipedia. But I warn you, right, there's a lot of things that they're taking down from the internet now. A lot of things they're trying to hide now, because it's a shame unto them. Right? The history is a shame unto them. Let's get it. Daniel, their history is a shame unto them. That's why they came out with trying to remove the woke movement, or hide things out of their libraries, hide books out of their libraries, because Jake be reading. Jake be reading on another level. Right, so let's get it. Daniel chapters 12 and 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Right, that's what's taking place now. Right, knowledge is being increased in the entire world, aka the prophets are back, right, and people are getting shook. This, as the prophets always did in the world, they shook up the world. The prophets shook up the world. The word of truth is shaking up the world. Let me get another preset. All right, it's going to be a loud, willing, a quick video, straightforward and to the point. Just wanted to get into some of this. Right, we found out that there was hiding, the actual Tuskegee experiment. What really happened is that they injected them with syphilis. right? And there's quite a few people that were deleted. We're going to get into some facts, and if we get into it a bit more later on in the week in the sit down, then that's the spirit of the Lord. So Proverbs chapters 12. I'm going to read this again. I'm going to read it again. I'm going to read this from 17. It says, He that speaketh truth showeth forth righteousness, but a false witness is deceit. There is that speaketh like the piercing of a sword, but the tongue of the wise is health. So Proverbs chapters 12 now, 18, now 19. The lips of truth shall be established forever, but a lying tongue is but for a moment. See, they tried to cover it up, and they're still trying to cover it up. But we digging. The whole earth is being shooken up by the prophets, and as it was said to Daniel, seal up the book until the time of the end. The truth shall come out. The truth will be revealed. Right? There shall no evil happen to the just, but the wicked shall be filled with mischief. Right? That's them trying to hide the truth. They're filled with mischief now. And here's the point, this is the point. When you jump down to 26 of Proverbs 12, the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduceth them. Right? And seducing, when you get into that, to seduce someone means you're causing them to err. Right? Causing them to err, to go off, to do something unbefitting to what is right, do what is wrong. So this what happened. They were seduced. Right? The people that were seduced, let's get into some stats. Like I say, we're going to get into this a little bit more, right, in the upcoming sit down this week. We're going to get into it a little bit more because we're bringing out the truth, and we're going to continue to expose this, man. Right? Who has been the most wicked on the earth? Right? Who has been the who has deleted the most people? When you get into that, now you're really getting into some digging there. When you get into the stats of that, who has deleted the most people on the earth? Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Is it a beast? No, it's the Edomites. Right? They have deleted the most people in the earth. We won't get into that. So, how many people were deleted in the Tuskegee experiment? The study population consists of 600 black men, 399 with did you see? They're hiding again, but it's all right because we got the screenshot here, right? 360. They're saying with syphilis, and 201 free of syphilis, right? We know that they injected them with it, right? Disease who served as controlled subject, right? By 1969, at least 28 and perhaps 100 men had died as a direct result of syphilis that you gave them. Right? Just got to clean that up. That was injected into them. Despite this knowledge, right? Despite this knowledge, the government scientists continue to experiment. Right? Despite the knowledge of the government. Right? Despite the knowledge of the government, the scientists continued to experiment. So they was given a pardon, just like Anthony Fauci was given a pardon to continue to do what he was doing, which I went into that yesterday when the elders was going in. The GMS Los Angeles camps was going in. They was given a pardon, right? And he pled the fifth. And there is no such thing, according to the Constitution, which they say, right? He was able to plead the fifth because of the Constitution, which there is no Constitution. It's a big, it's a big farce, right? It's a scam. It's a scamdemic. That's what it is. So that's how many people died, right? When you get into the stats, 28 men directly, right, were deleted because they was injected with syphilis. This is the stats here. 100 men died from heart, brain, and other medical problems consist by the syphilis, right, by the untreated syphilis. I'll read that again. 100 men died from heart, brain, and other medical problems caused by untreated syphilis that was injected into them. That's what I'm saying. That's what that's saying there. the screenshot. 40 wives caught the disease from the male participants. Right? This is what they're saying. Right? But the stats don't lie. 19 children were born with congenital passed down from birth syphilis. Right? Congenital, if I'm pronouncing that right. So that's 19 children. So the stats here, 28 men deleted from it. Right? They're saying 100 men from the heart, brain, and other medical problems caused by it that was injected into them. 40 wives, they say it was passed down to them, and 19 children born with it. Right? That's what they're saying. But we do know, what we do know, right? That's the stats. What we do know, the scriptures back us up. They love blood. Let me hit it. That's it. Straightforward and to the point, bringing out stats, facts, and bringing it to the Akim them. All right, take a screenshot, do what you need to do. But remember it. Whatever you do, remember it, because we're dealing with these. As a matter of fact, so let's hit a couple of scriptures here, because we're dealing with these people up to this very day. They're the same people. Let's get it. They're the same people. Nah, because I said that. They're the same people. They're the same people. What did I say when I opened up? The philosopher, the famous quote, those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. All right, the philosopher George Santana. That's his famous quote. So we remember. All right, let's get the scripture. Let's get the scripture. Job 13 and 4. But ye are forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value. Right? Take their word with a grain of salt. Take their word with a grain of salt. Right? From the time they come out of the womb, them lie. Right? As for you, you smear me with lies. As physicians are you worthless quakes. Right? That's in the NLT. But they're forgers of lies, right? I say no more, right? But yes, as Daniel said, Daniel 12, I'm going to read it again. 12, and because they can't stop the truth. The truth is unstoppable, right? Don't you know who I am? Don't you know who this is? All right, that's that famous rhino, right? Represents the truth today. You can't stop him. Don't you know who I am? Right, Daniel 12 and 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall increase. Right? And lies but for a moment, but the truth is forever. You can't hide the truth. Don't you know who I am? Right? And as for all these physicians of no value, right? James chapters 2. Right? You ain't gone under the radar. James chapters 2 and 13 says, for he shall have judgment without mercy that have showed no mercy, and mercy rejoiceth against judgment. Right? Because you never showed no mercy. Right? All you physicians of no value, you think you're hiding and going under the radar now. Then, past and present, because we went into that this week or last week, we went into that. Right? We went into that. When we went into it, I want to tell you, we're going to get to the particular, there was a particular thing we brought out, right? The medical apartheid book, right? The dark history of medical experiments of the black Americans from colonial times to the present, right? The medical apartheid book, right? And it goes into all the things that they experimented, because this is just one of many. This Tuskegee experiment is just one of many, because there's many others, and you people love blood. It exposes you, which led us to get into a bit more research, and we found out they wasn't just there, right? They wasn't just there bums. There wasn't just bums on the street. They were productive members of society, black people, productive members of society. We know what you did with the Black Wall Street, They was very productive in the Black Wall Street and Rosewood and others, right? The Black Wall Street, we had our own businesses. We were productive members of society, which you say we should do. We should be. Pull up your bootstraps, and we did. What did you do? You came and bombed it. Black Wall Street, right? And many others too. So, again, James 2 and 13. For he shall have judgment without mercy that have shown no mercy. There you have it. There you have it, man. Because you showed no mercy. Black Wall Street. Our positive mental attitude that we showed, and you couldn't handle the pressure. You couldn't handle the fact that we were building and having our own businesses and flourishing. Here you have it, Akim. Once again, you can't hide the truth, right? Habakkuk chapters 2, we could end with this. And 5. Yea, also because he has transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desires as hell, and is as death. Right? This is what he likes to bring. He loved blood. Therefore, he brings a lot of that. He brings a lot of death. And cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations and peoples, right? All nations, and heapeth up unto him all peoples. Everywhere he goes, there's a trail of destruction with this man. Everywhere he goes, there's a trail of destruction. So it leads me back to where I started. It leads me right back to where I started. Proverbs chapters 12. And this is why these people ended up the way that they ended up. This is the reason why. As a matter of fact, before I hit that one, let me hit 19 again of Proverbs 12. The lips of the truth shall be established forever, but a lying tongue is but for a moment. It's all coming out. It's all coming out. 26. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduceth him. Right? We had so many people. That's why we had gullible, as I say, productive members of society deleted. They were gullible. 28 men, right, from the direct injections. 100 men from the side effects of being injected with syphilis, right? So you had direct, then you had the side effects, then you had the wives from being affected, then you had the children from being born. It was a chain reaction, right? The wives were 40 and the children were 19. 28, 140 wives and 19 children. Oh boy. So there you have it, Akim. Stats, and we bring out receipts. I've got to read it again. Proverbs 12 and 26. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduceth him. And we ain't going to fall into this trap all over again. Right? We ain't going to fall into that trap all over again. The wise words, wise quote, maybe not from such a wise man, a philosopher, but those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. We ain't going to happen to us again. Right? So be mindful. Pray up yourself. When you go and deal with these positions of no value, pray up yourself, ask the Lord for wisdom, because the stats don't lie. The stats don't lie. Until the next one.